If I told you that the next great epidemic our world will face is going to start because of an app on your phone, would you still use that app? Well, it isn't just a hypothetical. It's an impending reality. This conversation is going to be incredibly important over the next few years. The fastest growing industry in the United States right now, and likely around the entire planet, has been around for thousands of years, but it's now becoming a bigger issue than ever before. And that industry is gambling. Gambling can be a fun and entertaining activity for the majority of people that do it, but it's crucial to recognize when it may be veering into a dangerous territory. In today's video, we'll explore the warning signs of a gambling addiction and discuss the question that's on the mind of millions who are struggling right now. At what point should you stop gambling? Whether it's playing slots, poker, sports betting, or blackjack, the thrill of the game can be enjoyable in moderation. However, it's crucial to be aware of when your gambling habits might be becoming more than just a pastime. I'm Rob, and I'm a recovering gambling addict. It's safe to say that in the heat of the moment, I did not recognize the signs that my gambling had become something that needed to stop. But now that it's been a good amount of time since I placed my last bet, 390 days to be exact, I want to share my story and the lessons that come from it with you so that you don't go down the same path that I did. So if you're looking to learn more about the warning signs of a gambling problem and the steps that need to be taken to leave it behind, smash that subscribe button, because that's exactly what I'm doing here every single day. Now, first and foremost, it's important to recognize if gambling is causing negative consequences in your life. It sounds pretty obvious, but when you're in the heat of things, it can be really difficult to justify walking away because you can think that it'll go differently the next time. We need to take a moment for honest reflection here. Close your eyes and answer these yes/no questions about your gambling. Are you continuously trying to win money back that you've lost? Are you betting larger sums of money than you used to? Are you constantly thinking about gambling and planning the next session? Are you hiding the extent of your gambling activities from friends and family? Are you ignoring work, family, or other obligations to gamble? Are you borrowing to fund your gambling habit? Now, these are just a few of the warning signs that can indicate the progression of a gambling problem. What might start out as a harmless hobby can really quickly escalate into a serious issue if left unchecked. So if you found yourself saying yes more often than no to these questions, it could be time to make a positive change in your life. Understanding the signs is the first step towards making that change. Gambling addiction is recognized as a mental health disorder, and not a lack of intelligence or self-control. This has been the most eye-opening part of getting into recovery for a gambling addiction for me. I thought I was making stupid mistakes, lacking self-control, and that I was an all-around bad person. And while the decisions themselves may have been a little bit stupid, once I realized that gambling addiction is a real thing, and I actually saw it as it was, which is a chemical imbalance in the brain caused by repetitive gambling, I saw the chances for an actual solution. There are no tangible steps to take when you say, I'm stupid. You just put yourself down and you wallow around in the depression. But when you say, I'm sick, that implies that there's a way to begin to treat the symptoms. You still have to take the action. You can't sit around doing nothing. But you need to stop being so hard on yourself if you're struggling, because it isn't helping you on your journey to recovery to sit around being upset. Reach out to support groups, therapists, or helplines in your area. And if you don't know where to look to start your journey, check out the description of this video for some tangible first steps. Remember that there's no shame in asking for help because it takes strength to confront and overcome addiction. Now that we understand the warning signs of gambling addiction and the reality that it is an illness, we need to ask ourselves this question: when should we stop? The truth is that not everyone needs to stop. Only 2 to 7% of people will get addicted to gambling. It's a pretty wide range, so let's call it 5% to make it easier. Think about your experience, and if any of this sounds like you, consider stepping away from it. If gambling is causing significant financial problems, such as debt, borrowing money, or using savings meant for essential expenses, it's a clear sign to reevaluate your gambling habits. If you find it difficult to stick to limits you set for yourself, you're constantly chasing losses, or you're unable to stop despite wanting to, it might indicate a loss of control, and it's a clear sign to reevaluate your gambling habits. If gambling is affecting your relationships with family, friends, or colleagues, leading to conflicts or isolation, that is a major red flag. Gambling can lead to emotional distress, including anxiety, depression, guilt, or shame. If you're experiencing negative emotions as a result of your gambling, it's crucial to address the underlying issue. Now, just in case those questions weren't enough for you to believe if you have a gambling problem or not, I'm going to go through the 20 questions that 12-step support groups use to determine if someone's addicted to gambling. If you answer yes to more than 7 of these questions, you're probably hooked to gambling. I dive deeper into them in other videos, but I'll just go through them real quick for your reference. Did you ever lose time from work or school due to gambling? Has gambling ever made your home life unhappy? Did gambling affect your reputation? Have you ever felt remorse after gambling? Did you ever gamble to get money to pay off debts? Did gambling cause a decrease in your ambition or efficiency? After losing, did you feel like you had to return as soon as possible to win back your losses? After a win, did you have a strong urge to return and win more? Did you often gamble until all your money was gone? Did you ever borrow to finance your gambling? Have you ever sold anything to finance your gambling? Were you reluctant to use gambling money for normal expenses? Did gambling make you careless of the welfare of yourself or your family? Did you ever gamble longer than you had planned? Have you ever gambled to escape worry, trouble, boredom, loneliness, grief, or loss? Have you ever committed or considered committing a crime to fund your gambling? Did gambling cause difficulty in sleeping? Do arguments, disappointments, and frustrations make you want to gamble? Do you have an urge to celebrate good fortune with some gambling? And have you ever considered unaliving yourself as a result of your gambling? In my case, I can remember looking back times when I was hiding my gambling very severely from loved ones and just pretty much everyone around me. I would go off to the bathroom at parties or at bars or restaurants, and I would check on scores of games that I had placed bets on before we left for that night. And I was also playing hands of blackjack in there. I actually used to take pride in saying that I was playing hands of blackjack in every country I went to online. So I would travel halfway around the world, say to Paris for a weekend, and somehow lose all my money gambling on blackjack in the hotel bathroom. It doesn't make much sense looking back, but in the moment everything felt like it had to happen through gambling. No matter what I wanted in life, gambling took precedent, and until I was able to shake that, I wasn't able to even pursue happiness, let alone achieve it. Now, I've been able to stop, and I'm sharing what's working for me in my recovery journey. I really truly want it to work for you as well. Knowing when to stop gambling is about recognizing the warning signs. It is completely crucial. If you or someone you know is struggling and you're ready to take the necessary steps to quit gambling, check out this video where I lay out all the key concepts that I've focused on to get my 1 year clean from gambling addiction. You can live a better life, and all of that happens one day at a time.